Make a U-turn, if possible.
Others had a shelf life as brief as the streaking craze. Remember the leisure suit, the pet rock, and mood rings? Rare is the gadget that transcends its medium and becomes a national obsession. But that's what happened in the 1970s with the Citizens Band radio. In a decade in which few had car phones, the CB became the official mouthpiece for the American motorist. Grabbing a CB radio was the equivalent to shooting the breeze in an internet chat room. Drivers had their own nicknames or handles.
Well, mine was Big Bob, and then there was Nasty, Smilly, and, there was even Stinky.
And spoke their own unique slanguage.
How about over south, man? What's going on at the chicken house up there in Kentucky?
Copy that, good buddy. Today's truckers mimic the slang used by their 70s brethren. But the CB airwaves aren't quite as clogged. In the 1970s, Americans snapped up an average of 7 million CB radios a year.
In those days, everybody went down the highway with one of those flagships flying around. They were talking to everybody. They were talking to Grandma. I had my grandmother on a CB,
A CB radio operates like any other radio transmitter. It has 40 channels and broadcasts over a narrow bandwidth, between 24 and 27 megahertz. But unlike the transmitter of a radio station, which broadcasts from a tall antenna tower, a CB radio has a short antenna, typically measuring only 10 feet tall. This limits its broadcast range to about 5 miles. In 1974, when the interstate speed limit was lowered from 70 to 55 miles per hour, the CB radio became the secret weapon for clock-conscious truckers.
The truckers were interested in going more than 55 miles an hour, so they were looking for the CB to spot radar traps, and they were communicating between each other where the radar speed traps were.
By 1975, pop culture had embraced CB radios, inspiring the four-wheeling motorist to jump on board the CB bandwagon. CB radio companies like Midland in Kansas City, Missouri, started churning out sets faster than a trucker could lay the hammer down.
This particular CB model was one of our early 23-channel CB radios and was targeted to the four-wheel driver. It would be common to find it in a Pinto, Chevette, Gremlin, car like that. Early 70s retail price on this was around $100.
As with most fads, the CB phenomenon gradually bugged out. By the 1980s, four-wheelers swapped their CB radios for cell phones, and the CB radio returned to its rightful owner, the trucker. That's a big 10-4. The far-out technology of the 70s reached far enough out to leave an enduring legacy. Yesterday's 70s toy is today's talking computer.
In a quarter mile, make a left turn.
The technology in that 70s handheld game now lights up your big screen TV. The iconic gadgets of the 70s may seem simple, but they've spawned a complex assortment of technologies that continue to enrich our lives. Right on.